believe it or not, it has been 9 months since I've done a Crystal Beast deck profile. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Trinity Wolf, and welcome back to another amazing Yu-Gi-Oh video. So, as you guys know, if you guys have been watching my Yu-Gi-Oh Day series, which I hope you watch, because that's where most of my dueling and all my experience is, being taken care of. But if you guys noticed, I did not do very well with Crystal Beast. But that doesn't change the fact that it's still an amazing deck. It's just Droll and Lockbird is a huge issue. Like, it's not like with Heroes, you can at least still end on some fusion monsters, right? But with Crystal Beast, when you get hit with Droll and Lockbird, that's it. Like, you're literally basically just sitting on vanillas. Like, if you didn't have access to the counter trap, or were able to get 2 bodies on board to at least make Baguska, you're just sitting there pretty much butt naked. So, doesn't change the fact that this is still an amazing deck. Pretty much once we fall out of this Droll format, this is going to be amazing. But anyway, guys, if you are new to the channel, please destroy that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button for me. And also, we're going to be doing combos at the end of this video. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it. All right, you guys. So as you can see, if you guys saw way earlier this morning, we were announced new Yubel support for our beautiful Yubel. So I figured I would do this deck profile with my Yubel playmat, which I've had for a very, very long time. So you can honor Yubel this way, and also let's just get started with this deck profile. It's a 40 card deck. I haven't been too up to date with it, but this is basically just from what I've thrown together ever since Golden Rule came out. Because Golden Rule is really insane. Like, that card is just absolutely busted. So let's just start off with triple copies of Sapphire Pegasus. The staple, you're gonna always need 3 copies of Sapphire Pegasus. Like, it's a must. I don't see why you would play any less than that. And then, of course, the one-ofs of all the other Crystal Beasts. I'm seeing in at least the Crystal Beast group, some people are starting to play 2 Ruby Carbuncle. And I guess I can understand why, but for me personally, I really don't want to see these ones. The only exception, I think, with Ruby Carbuncle by having 2 of it is because with it in your hand, it's not really a brick anymore because of Golden Rule. Because you can literally, with Golden Rule, place 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your Spell and Trap zone, special this one out of your hand, and then literally get those 2 out into the Spell and Trap zone. Like, it's absolutely amazing. And then, of course, our 1 Rainbow Dragon with our 2 Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragons. The only reason why I'm running 1 Rainbow Dragon is because I really don't want to brick with it, and I'd rather search it off of the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. And also, if it does just ends up being in my hand, it does kind of kill these 2, but then you'll just end up using these as the hand trap. But I just really don't want to see this in my hand, so I feel like playing 1 copy will minimize my chances of opening it up. Plus, since it's a 40 card deck, your chances of seeing it is not the highest, but it's, it's a 40 card deck. You're gonna see it every now and then. And also, we play triple copies of Peril XCs. Once you go into those links, it's just basically a free XCs monster, because we basically rank 4 turbo in this deck. You're either gonna make a rank 4 or just link climb. So triple Peril XCs. And as for hand traps, I'm doing double shifter. I mean, honestly, if I had a 3rd one, I'd play a 3rd one. But in all honesty, you only really need that card to go off once. And pretty much if you see it again, it's just dead. Like, you can't really do anything once you use it the first time. And then just triple copies of the big 4-headed girl. And that's actually it for our monsters. For spells, we're going to be doing, obviously, triple bridge, triple bond, triple bridge of the heart. You have to play 3 copies of this just because there's really only one way to search for it. and it's Awaken of the Crystal Ultimates. I feel like playing 2. I maybe should bump it up to 3, but it just only really works if you have Rainbow Dragon in your hand. So it's kind of like I need my, my Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon to resolve first before I can do this. So that's why I kind of only like 2 of those. And then 2 copies of Golden Rule. I was doing 3, but since it's very easily searchable, since in its text it's a crystal card, there's really no reason to play 3 of it when you're gonna see this card, and you can search for it. And plus, you really only need it to resolve once, so I think playing 3 copies is probably just too much. And then last for our Crystal Beast spells, just a 1 beacon. And then Call by the Grave, just because Droll absolutely murders his deck. I really hope this card can at least come to 2 if they're not going to hit any hand traps. Like, if they don't want to hit Shifter and they don't want to hit Droll, can we at least get this back to 2? Because some of these floodgate hand traps are just ridiculous. Like, I feel like hand traps like Ash, Ogre, Bell are like way healthier than these floodgate type ones. Like, I mean, even though it's not a big deal right now, even something like Lancia should be looked at because it's for the whole turn. It's not like, oh, you can't do it at that moment, or no. Shifter, whole turn. Well, not even Shifter. Shifter's even more broken because it's 2 turns. Shifter, whole turn. Droll, whole turn. Like Lancia, whole turn. It's just like these floodgate hand traps are just a little too much. So I think Call by the Grave needs to come back to 2. And then that was it. So we're going to be going to our traps, which is 2 copies of There Can Only Be One. There are a lot. We do have a lot of beasts in this deck, but pretty much before you flip over There Can Only Be One on your opponent, you pretty much going to be linking those monsters off or X-seizing into, Baguska because he's a fiend. But yeah, There Can Only Be One just kills so many decks. Like, this was an auto win against Dragon Link. I have a really hard time against Rika, the Rika plant deck. You show them this, they're not going to be playing either. There's so many good decks that only really run one type, and this just absolutely craps on them. And then, of course, double Imperm with Crystal Miracle. I might cut something to, to play Miracle at 2 just because I really like having an Omni Negate. But right now, 1 has just been what's working. And that was our main deck, you guys. Now onto our extra deck. 1 Rainbow Over Dragon, 1 Crystal God is pretty much what I like to call him. As you can see, we weren't playing Pot of Prosperity like we were 9 months ago. I just really don't feel like Pot of Prosperity is really worth it anymore, just because I really want to go into my extra deck for just anything I might need. And here you go, Pot of Prosperity, and then you might just risk banishing something you might need eventually. So I just don't really want to do the Pot of Prosperity run anymore. Also, due to the fact that I feel like Pot of Prosperity is going to get hit on our next ban list anyway. Not banned, but probably just to 1 like the OCG. And for our XCs, Baguska, which basically he's our extra deck. He's basically another Crystal Beast monster. Abyss Dweller for those graveyard decks. And then Tornado Dragon for those spell and trap decks. And then, of course, Zeus to wipe out any deck. So we got our monsters, our grave, and our spell and trap people. We're just trying to be prepared for whatever we possibly run into. And then same thing again. Cerberus for monsters. Phoenix for spells and traps. Unicorn can get rid of anything. And then Tri-Brigade for just special, a beast out of your hand, wing beast, link it off, draw a card, Cherubini is really important just so you can get that last Crystal Beast monster into the grave. Also, the fact that it points to stuff can also protect whatever it points to. So a lot of the times my end board, Cherubini will be pointing to stuff like Baguska. But just remember this, if you have a Crystal Beast being pointed to Cherubini and you want to use your Crystal Miracle, and then you just so happen to use the Crystal Beast that this is pointing to, your Crystal Miracle will not resolve because it did not destroy the Crystal Beast monster. So be careful of that. You don't want to negate your own Crystal Miracle. And then IP Masquerena is our last Link 2. And then pretty much our Link 4 boss monsters. We got Access Code Talker. Avermax, which is actually new to this, because there was a few times where I really would have needed Avermax and it would have saved me. So we threw Avermax in here. And then, of course, Appaloosa. So I don't know if you guys want to see any combos, but we'll get into that. And if this is the end of the video for you, just make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. But we're going to be hitting these combos now. All right, you guys, so now welcome to the combo portion. The deck's going to be just a little weird just because due to the fact that obviously we just did this deck profile. And I'll be honest, some of the sleeves are a different size because they actually go in my hero deck. I just put them back in here just so I could, you know, do the deck profile for you guys. But hopefully we get a good enough shuffle here. All right, let's do this first hand here. Golden Rule, Bridge, Imperm, and a Shifter. So pretty much we play the deck a little different based on if we have Shifter or not. Obviously, if you have Shifter, you're gonna play a little more resourceful. Like, you don't want to banish all of your Crystal Beast monsters. So pretty much the only ones you can really risk losing is like your Sapphire Pegasus, at least 2 of them. But let's just ignore that. Let's just ignore the Shifter. Let's just not do that right now. I'd rather just do like a regular combo that you kill your opponent with. So first we can just activate our bridge just to have bridge out. Let me see how far. Alright, so we'll just have our bridge out, and then we'll use our other bridge to get Bond. So let's just take Shifter out of here. I'm putting my graveyard over here, guys, so sorry about that. And we're gonna use Bond. So we're gonna add 1 and place 1. So we're gonna add Sapphire Pegasus, and then place Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. And if they so happen to have a monster on the field or something, we can already bounce something just due to the fact that Crystal Beast was placed here. And now we can use our Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon's effect by banishing it, by adding a ultimate crystal monster, which is our Rainbow Dragon, and special summoning a Crystal Beast, which most of the time I like to make sure I do a level 3. That way we only have 2 left in the deck, because we're going to be getting out Ruby Carbuncle with, you know, Crystal Beacon. So we don't want to miss out on having one. Okay, I'll move this stuff over here so you guys don't get confused. Okay, so now that we have our Rainbow Dragon, if we really want to now, we can use Golden Rule, place 2 of them from our deck. So let's get our Cobalt Eagle and our Topaz Tiger on the field, and then we special 1 from our hand with a different name, which was obviously the Sapphire Pegasus we just got. And then we can use Sapphire Pegasus effect. Let's actually place another Sapphire Pegasus. This is the one thing you have to remember, is just trying not to fill up all of your zones. But since we didn't use Crystal Bridge of the Heart yet to destroy one, we can use it, pop this Pegasus. It's gonna go to grave because we have no zones for it to go to. That frees up a space. And now let's go ahead and get our Crystal Beacon. Now we're gonna go ahead and use Crystal Beacon and special summon our Ruby Carbuncle, which will now allow her effect to go off to special summon as many Crystal Beasts from our spell and trap zone as possible. So here comes Pegasus, Topaz, and Emerald Eagle. Cobalt Eagle, sorry. And then, of course, we use Sapphire Pegasus effect, which is basically going to get us our last Crystal Beast that we're missing, other than, you know, Amethyst Cat. We'll go get Amber Mammoth here. And this is where our Cherubini comes in, where we link these 2 off. Let me make some room, sorry. Now we make our Cherubini. And then use Cherubini's effect to send a level 3 monster to the grave, which is now, lastly, just our Amethyst Cat. And now we literally have all of our 7 crystal beasts with different names out. So we can literally go ahead and summon Rainbow Dragon if we want to. But we don't really need to do that just yet. But, you know what, why not? We're just going to do it for fun. Summon Rainbow Dragon, and since it's pointing to Cherubini, it can't be destroyed. And then, if you really wanted to, most of the time you can make, you know, it just depends on what's going on. Like, whatever your turn, whatever the turn is, you can just do so much with this deck. It's ridiculous. You can make Baguska, of course, that's going to shift everything. But, you know, if you were going to kill your opponent, this would be absolutely insane. Just having all these resources. A 4,000 beat stick just came out. You could turn, you know, this into a unicorn. Imperm was the last card on our hand, so we could discard it, bounce something, and then get rid of these two for freaking access code talker. Like, it's just so good, you guys. But I'm going to just keep it short, just mostly because, I'll be honest, it's really late when I'm filming this, so I'm kind of tired. But if you guys want to see more Crystal Beast stuff in the future, please let me know. Destroy that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe and leave a comment down below if you want to see more Crystal Beast action. Alright, you guys. I'll see you in the next one.